Great day, everyone. Ed Dudley with We Are Connected, coming at you again with another connected conversation. And my special guest today is the one, the only, the Ted Benson. How are you doing, sir?
Well, I'm doing fine. I'm doing fine, Ed. I'm not sure I can live up to that billing. I mean, I'm on the stage now. I don't know what to say. Wonderful to see you, Ed. I'm doing fine today, and I'm very glad to be here. You've got a shirt on I can see that says "I'm blessed to be here," and I'm blessed to be here with you. It's great to be here.
Thank you, sir. So I really appreciate you affording us a little bit of your time, and because what I really want to do is highlight you and introduce you to my network and some other people that may not know you. I think you and your business, they're doing some amazing stuff in the community. I had you spoke at our Charlotte chapter on yesterday, did an amazing presentation. I actually got a note sitting on my desk because I love what you did with the red text. So I will be stealing that shamelessly.
Go for it. Go for it.
So with that being said, introduce yourself and tell the people what you do.
Absolutely. So again, my name is Ted Benson. I'm a biotech and management consultant. I'm a co-founder and managing partner at Corralling Choas, LLC, a management consulting firm based right here in Durham, North Carolina. I have spent about 25 years in biotech and biopharma, and I do a little bit of that consulting still. And in that space, I moved directly from bench to project, team, and group management. And in the process, I learned a lot about management consulting, about helping to run groups, helping to see how teams would be effective. And I saw some ineffective teams too. I learned a lot in that process. And so about 2 years ago, I stepped aside from the role I had at a local biopharmaceutical company and started this management consulting firm with my business partner, Gerald Bonner, who was back from about 14 years of management consulting in China. And he was looking to start up a company as well. So the timing was right. And we both aligned really well on creating a company that would really help empower teams, help them perform, help develop their people, and develop high-performing groups in any kind of industrial setting, and also in other groups as well, nonprofits as well. So it's not stuck in that narrow slice of biotech or biopharma. Of course, that's a big slice in itself, but it's basically industry agnostic in what we do. Do you want to hear more about what we do?
Of course.
Okay, all right then. I figure it's good to give a breath every now and then, right? So we've been in business a little over 2 years, and we serve clients in multiple industries. What we say is we equip teams with practical work skills and processes to align culture and behavior to mission and vision, to increase retention and productivity, and develop current and future leaders. So essentially, working with us, we will sit down, we will talk to a client, a prospective client, understand what their needs are, understand what they really need to change in their organization. They could be having significant problems and need to improve, or they could be doing good work and just need to really go for the next level. And we're happy to work with any of those customers to drive the team's performance, to really help realize the human potential in the organization. And Ed, you're an enlightened leader in the business space, in the nonprofit space. You understand that organizations are only going to realize their potential as the people in them realize their potential. And so that's really what we do. We help organizations realize the potential in their people in order to realize the potential of the organization as a whole.
I absolutely love it. So that's great. So we are in an interesting year, and that's putting it mildly. You know, we started out with the forest fires, over in Australia, then COVID kicked in and, still raging. And then we had the social injustice and the unrest that's going on. How are you, your family, and the business doing during this period?
Well, thank you for asking, Ed. I appreciate that. Obviously, we're all in some stress now from all of the things that you mentioned. On the personal side, I can say that my wife and I and my kids are, healthy, doing fine. We're in good shape. From our perspective, of course, being stuck at home, spending most of our time at home, that brings on its own interesting wrinkles. I mean, I have 2 teenage boys, so, just think that through. But everybody's surviving. We're doing fine. One of the big things, as I sort of alluded to, is we're feeling a great sense of empathy for all the pain and the loss and the turmoil in our country and in the world right now. And we are helping out in small ways as we can. Doing things to talk to people, reaching out to friends, helping our church reorganize in this situation to try and be a functional group, a faith family within the circumstances that we have now. So that's all working. On the business side, like most companies, of course, we saw a dramatic drop in business in March and April. To whatever I will give the glory, whatever I give the credit, things started picking up in May. I took on several new coaching clients myself. We had some more speaking engagements. And just 2 weeks ago, as it happens, we had signed our largest contract yet for our company with a large local nonprofit here in RTP. So we're excited about that, about the opportunity to help them advance their organization.
Well, I absolutely love that. And congratulations on that large client.
Yep.
Just when you thought it was going down and things were, what are we going to do? Boom, there's the lily, as they say, in the valley.
That's right.
So
that's right. That's right.
So have you, during this period, have you found a silver lining, something that you can pull out that says, in spite of everything that's been going on, in spite of the negative news that we've seen, because I've turned the TV off a lot, but I can still look at this, and this is a silver lining during this period.
So I'm going to break this into two parts, like in the previous question. First, family, because that's important to me. Family has been really good. Of course, as I say, you're all cooped up at home, and occasionally you have some conflicts or whatever. That's perfectly normal and reasonable. And of course, as a therapist friend of mine says, when abnormal things are going on, if you have an abnormal feeling, that's actually normal. So talking some of these things out, talking about the stresses and the strains with my kids has been really helpful. We do a family Zoom call of people scattered up and down the East Coast with friends every Sunday. We're doing our church on Sundays as well, and that's really, really good to do. But the other thing is just the time to have time to hang out and talk with the kids and chat with them. My oldest is about to go off to college. And so, that's been a source of, well, is he going to go? Is he not going to go? What's that going to look like? And they've actually come up with a pretty realistic plan, I think, for his school. It's, complex, but it's realistic. And I think that's got a good chance of succeeding. And then in terms of the here and now, we have watched so many movies together. We played games too, and board games, and it's all been good. But what strikes me as the thing that we've done the most in this time is movies and conversation about those movies, right? So everything from, we watched the whole Harry Potter series, which we hadn't done before. And then we talked about them and said, well, how did the characters change? And what does this mean? And is self-sacrifice always a good thing? Or is there, times when self-sacrifice isn't right and times when self-sacrifice is necessary? So I hope I didn't spoil the Harry Potter series there for anybody. Sorry. And then we've watched other movies that are, really lightweight. And I introduced my kids to Spike Lee. We watched Do the Right Thing. They're high school age, and they should see this stuff. They should be exposed to this stuff that they might not be exposed to otherwise. And boy, did that lead to some really good conversation, and really deep conversation. We talked for quite a while after that, because the thing that jumped out at me, having seen it, back in '89 or whenever it came out, and not having seen it since, was the movie ends, and I think, how much has changed and how little has changed?
Yeah.
The movie is still relevant. The question of racial identity and racial belonging and exclusion and brutality and all of these things. Again, I hope I'm not spoiling the movie for anybody, but it's a powerful movie. Anybody who's listening to this, you haven't seen Do the Right Thing ever before, you should go see it. If you have seen it years ago, you should revisit it. There are aspects of it that are problematic. I do think that Lee's treatment of women in the film is a little antiquated. I think that could be said. However, having said that, it's still a very powerful piece. I think it's a brilliant movie. I think it's one of the best movies in American cinema history because of the message it brings forth and the way in which it puts that into the context of relationships. These are people that you care about, so that when the drama really hits home, you feel it. And that's a tremendous accomplishment for any director. Just a great movie. So a great experience to see all these different movies with the kids, and we've seen some other things, and to talk about them and to share them. It's been really good. In terms of my business, the opportunity to rethink what we do. We've started to do work in the remote work from home space and helping managers deal with that, because that's a new challenge, to help people therefore deal successfully with the current situation, and to reach out to many, many people. I do more networking now every week than I did before the pandemic. right? Because we got the time. There's no excuse.
We don't have to drive.
I don't have to drive. It's exactly. I spoke in Charlotte just the other day. Yeah, right. But you know what I'm saying. And also as well, we've been working with some marketing experts to start punching up our online presence and hone our pitches. And that's been great to have the time to speak through that and to work with those people. And it's going to bear fruit. It's very exciting just to be a part of that. So yeah, trying to see the silver lining in things is a good thing. And I'm glad that you do that. I'm glad that you encourage your guests to do that.
Yeah, that's absolutely wonderful. So you talked about you working with some marketing consultants and looking to improve your business. Is there something that you're working on right now that you'd love to share with us?
Yes, actually there is. It's something we've been doing for a couple of months now. But we currently offer a free 4-part webinar series specifically to help groups with remote managing. Remote meetings, remote one-on-ones, remote difficult discussions, all of these pieces. When I was at GSK back in my biotech, biopharma life, I did remote managing and I ran remote teams in other companies as well. But it's something that not everybody's familiar with. It's something that not everybody's comfortable with. It's something that a lot of people aren't effective with. So we've presented that series now to several local groups in industry and government. And we've had very positive responses. So we're really happy to offer that pro bono to any group who'd like it. No strings attached. It's 4 webinars. Each is about 45 minutes long. We do it all online. And of course, you know, we're excited to offer that to people because we know we're helping them, and that's why we're in this. And then, of course, in the same time, we're gearing up to deliver on that large nonprofit project. So we're excited about that.
I absolutely love that. So as a community, how can we support you and your business?
So I would say if your listeners know of a company or a nonprofit or a government entity that's struggling with team dynamics, people ops, leadership, you know, any of those pieces, operational excellence, or that is doing okay but wants to really go to that next level, let them know about us or tell us about them. We're here to help. We're happy to have a free, no obligation conversation to understand their needs and see how we can be of assistance to them. We're here to serve. You know the servant leader metaphor, and that's very much where we are. We want to help. And so if there are people that we can help, let us know about them. Let them know about us.
Well, great. So last question for you is, how can people find you?
Luckily, we're easy to find in this digital age. If you're watching this video or listening to this, then you can definitely find us. You've got all the equipment in front of you. We have a website, corrallingchaos.com. That's 2 R's, 2 L's. We are the only Corralling Chaos, so that's great. We didn't have to spend money on SEO. But that's 2 R's, 2 L's. We have lots of free and useful content on that site, videos, white papers, all kinds of stuff, case studies. Really interesting stuff on the importance of culture and relationships in business. We also have a LinkedIn presence. We're on LinkedIn as Corralling Chaos. And I can be reached on LinkedIn as well, Ted Benson. And I can also be reached by email at ted.benson@corrallingchaos.com.
Okay. Well, Ted, I appreciate you. I appreciate the things that you're doing out in the community. I appreciate your servant's heart, willing to serve and offer some of your services to the community for free. So thank you for taking some of your time out of today to talk to the people and just share who you are and what you're doing. So you really appreciate it. So once again, this has been another connected conversation with the man, the myth, Ted Benson himself over at Corralling Chaos. So thank you guys for tuning in. Definitely check out Ted and what he's doing and his partner, Jarrell Bonner. They're doing some great stuff. I've actually had a chance to have Ted speak at my groups a couple times because he was just that good. And had to sit downs with Jarrell, and they're just an amazing organization. So check them out, corrallingchaos.com. And until the next time, this has been a Connected Conversation. You guys take care and be blessed.
Thanks. Bye-bye.
Thank you, Ted.